We begin on the island of Oriath, where the Ranger is being exiled by High Templar Dominus for poaching wild game. She is sent to the southern edge of the large continent Rayclast, known as the Shore, where the island's other criminals have also been sent. There, they occupy a small settlement known as Lion's Watch, where an ancient people known as the Karawai once fought a brutal war. Seeking revenge against Dominus, the Ranger first journeys inland through a forest encampment and eventually to the city of Sarn, in pursuit of his assistant, a woman named Piety. The Ranger locates and kills Piety in her laboratory before hunting down Dominus in Sarn and killing him as well. Afterward, the Ranger encounters a centuries-old woman named Diala, who informs her of the existence of the Beast, an evil entity of destruction, and how a thaumaturgical rapture device created by Malachi, an ancient alchemist, is being used to awaken it, releasing the destructive nightmare on Rayclast. To stop this, the Ranger travels to Highgate and, with the assistance of Lady Diala, tears a hole in the Beast through which she is able to enter inside and ultimately kill it and Malachi, ending the nightmare's influence on the world. With Rayclast seemingly saved, the Ranger returns to Oriath, where she was originally exiled from. The High Templar of Oriath, Avarius, has been abusing his ordained power of divinity. The corrupt Templar Order is exercising its power to take control of Oriath, turning the Karawai people into oppressed slaves. The Ranger makes her way to the Overseer's Tower and helps the oppressed Karawai overthrow the Templar Order by killing Avarius, ending his reign. After killing him, the Ranger learns that Avarius was truly anointed by a god named Innocence, and Innocence's brother, the god Sin, appears and transfers Innocence's essence into the body of Bannon, a Templar soldier. Additionally, due to the Ranger's actions, the Karawai cannibal god Katava has now been awoken. The formerly oppressed Karawai are now empowered by him and are running rampant in Oriath, destroying whatever they can find. Sin takes the Ranger to face Katava, but she is defeated by him, and Sin whisks her away before she's killed. Sin explains that the Ranger may need the essence of the beast she previously defeated in order to battle Katava, and that it was Sin who originally created it. The Ranger and Sin return to Rayclast to extract whatever essence they can from the beast's dead body and use it to stop Katava from destroying Oriath. A pirate named Lily Roth is leaving the doomed Oriath behind and allows the Ranger to board her ship back to Rayclast. Sin explains the purpose of the beast to the Ranger. It was originally created to suppress the gods from rising up, but Malachi instead used it to generate his own version of the nightmare. Regardless, the death of the beast has caused all sorts of gods to rise up in Rayclast, causing problems for humans. One such god is Sogoth, also known as the Brine King. The Ranger previously killed a siren named Mervale, after which a resident of Lion's Watch named Nessa obtained her necklace, and Sogoth used it to transform Nessa into a mermaid, slowly controlling her mind. The Ranger follows Nessa deeper inland, encountering other minor gods along the way, such as the Karawai war god Tokohama, the goat god Abarath, and a giant worm-like creature called Rislatha. With every god the Ranger kills, Sin extracts its power and bestows a small portion of it onto her, increasing her powers but withholding the full amount as it would kill her, being mortal. Sin also tells the Ranger that in order to find her way back to the beast, she needs to once again kill the three beings that previously inhabited it, Chevron, Malagaro, and Deidre. Chevron is still residing in the Axiom prison in Lion's Watch, and the Ranger defeats her again. The Ranger then resurrects the spirit of Lily's grandfather, who is also a pirate, named Whalem Roth. Though initially unhappy at being summoned, he takes the Ranger to battle the Brine King Sogoth, and warms up to her once she defeats him. Whalem then takes the Ranger to the old forest encampment, where all of its inhabitants have been driven out to a dock. The god Ralakesh has awoken and possessed a hunter inhabitant, Groost, and he now rules over the forest encampment. Another hunter inhabitant, Silk, is nowhere to be found, as he went off chasing the goddess of seduction, Arakali. Ralakesh is killed by killing Groost, and Sin instructs the Ranger to continue killing more gods along her journey. She finds Malagaro's map, enters his sanctuary, and kills him. She then finds Silk in Arakali's temple, where she witnesses him getting eaten alive by his new bride shortly before killing her. With both Chevron and Malagaro down, the Ranger ventures to Sarn, where Deidre is hiding. Clarissa, an inhabitant of Sarn, has found her lost beloved Tolman's corpse and attempts to revive him with dark magic, turning him into a powerful, evil being that the Ranger is forced to kill. The sister goddesses Solaris and Lunaris are now awake in Sarn, and their war against each other has left its residents exhausted and afraid. Deidre is hiding in the Sarn sewers, and after dispatching her, Sin finally has the means to once again extract the beast's essence. The war between Solaris and Lunaris is impeding the Ranger's path back to Highgate, and so she is forced to end the war by killing both goddesses. The blood of the beast from the Ranger's previous battle has flooded into the aqueducts of Highgate, poisoning its water supply, and the local Mariketh people are suffering as a result. Kira, a former Huntress inhabitant, has turned mad with the rise of the Mariketh goddess Garukhan and kidnapped Oyan, the Mariketh leader, intending to sacrifice her to the goddess. The ranger doesn't make it in time to save Oyun, but is able to stop Garukan and Sin's daughter, Shakari, from doing any more damage to Rayclast. The ranger then helps Sin re-enter the decaying corpse of the beast, where Deidre, Malagaro, and Chiron put up one last attempt to stop her before dying once and for all. With the essence of the beast in the ranger's possession, Lily and Whalem ferry her back to Oriath, where it's finally time to put an end to Katava. Valenta, a former scientist inhabitant, has gone mad, and the ranger just barely gets to Bannon in time to save his life. Afterward, Bannon reveals that despite being saved, he must sacrifice himself to bring Innocence back to life. With Innocence reborn and amending for his past mistakes, Sin and Innocence take the ranger to Katava's feeding trough, where she finally puts an end to him, the last of the gods who awoke after the beast's death.